why do they always do this? They do a call out post on how much they hate you, and then they go like, oh shit, her community is on the defense. I mean, you called me out. If you don't want to get the heat, then stay away from the kitchen. This is just how it works. Yeah, around and find out. In the jungle, we got a lot of stuff.
On in the VTubing scene. We got a little bit of everything today, okay? We have the usual virtue signaling posts about the problematic VTubers in the scene. We're going to see some more Rev derangement syndrome. And we're even going to see one VTuber view shaming another VTuber while getting less views than them. We have a little bit of everything today, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I hate view shaming. I hate it. Dudes, you cannot be a streamer if you focus on just like, oh no, they have more views or less views than me, right? If you get caught up in that measuring competition, you're never gonna get very far. Dude, come on, it's ridiculous. I got 5 more views than you. Na 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 na.
But it all starts with this artist named Usagi, who,
I have no idea who that is.
Like many people, has a bit of.
But that's the one that called me out, right? That hates the AI art, and also has Rev derangement syndrome.
Derangement syndrome. And I just noticed a chatter pointing this out to me very recently. There is an E missing here. I never noticed this. Whoever made this meme that I've been using for months never did that, and now I can't unsee.
Wait. Someone stole the E, so now we all have Rev derangement syndrome.
But I'm too lazy to change it.
ChatGPT, do something.
Using the keyword search Rev on their account, you can see they are happy that other people are supposedly hated by me. I don't hate any VTuber I talk about on here. I mean, I don't really think it's that deep. I'm allowed to criticize people. I don't get into some like personal feelings towards anyone I talk about. But
imagine if everything would be personal. Dude, how low self-esteem do you have to have when you take everything personal, right? Someone says like, okay, that's super shitty. And then you go like, oh my God, they hate me. And you're just like, what? I was just criticizing this one thing. Or you do something stupid, right? Everyone does something stupid sometimes, even I. And I can apologize or stand up for it and go like, whoa, that was stupid of me. I'm sorry. I try to not do that again, you know. I learn from my mistakes. And imagine if I couldn't take criticism and I would just break down and cry. Pathetic. Pathetic.
But anyways, they're also surprised that I've never done a video about them. Well, I guess they got their wish, but I want to make this very clear. I have no idea who you are and why you're expecting anything from me. But anyways, their recent target is not just me, but also Banana Juju, who is one of the quote-unquote problematic VTubers out of there. We've talked about her multiple times before. She's been labeled a chud, a racist, and many other things, just like anyone in the VTubing scene who has an opinion that is even a tiny bit right of Mao Zedong. She got initially canceled, so to speak, because of her VTuber model having fair skin with locks in her hair. People said that was racist and cultural appropriation.
The thing is, if I would have taken this personal, and I would have been like pathetic like these Twitter haters, and I would have like, oh my God, they hate me because my skin is so white, and I don't know, oh my God, they're calling me racist, and I would take it personal. Dude, they're just a bunch of morons. It's easy to ignore.
And the people making those claims were largely independent VTubers. But VTuber fans didn't care. Instead, they rallied behind her because they saw she was another victim of cancel culture, and she has retained.
He's talking about you guys. Yes, you lovely people in chat, you saved me. I mean, you made it so much easier. I'm the biggest fan,
that
chat.
Audience by doing, oh, what's that thing called? Oh yeah, consistently making content and entertaining people so they stay. I know, very foreign concept to many. But this artist made a call-out post recently targeting Banana Juju, showing screenshots of Banana Juju's promotions for her stream that have AI-generated art. And the artist says, love to see that...
Rev brought you here, and now we're watching Rev, huh? My goodness, welcome on in, welcome. Yeah, but this is stupid, right? Yes, we talked about AI a lot of times on my channel. It started with the fans creating fan art of my character. Lately, I've been experimenting and learning about AI a lot myself. I mean, one thing leads to another, which is also the irony in that, right? The internet calls me out for hating AI. I've never touched it. But it went like so big of a drama that I actually considered like, yo, wait, hang on a minute. Maybe I should give this a try, right? I'm getting curious. I'm intrigued now. Dudes, I get that a lot of people are against AI. I have nothing against the people who don't want to use it or have anything to do with it. I respect that decision. But at the same time, you need to respect people who use it in a sense, right? Because who are you to tell police people around what they can and cannot do? And I would just like to say thank you again to all these asshole artists out there who refuse to work with me and take my commission or take my money. Since you shut the door, I'm glad there is an alternative, so I can use thumbnail like art made by AI imagery, right, from my model. I think this is cool. And yeah, that's my stand.
No artists want to work with people like her anymore. We need more artists to blacklist people like her. I still work with artists, though. Powder, I do. Rev, etc. Keep using AI instead, because that is the only trash you guys deserve. Crappy generated slop for your slop content.
That's not
That's
slop.
Interesting to say, because
look at these images. They're beautiful. I've gotten so many compliments, like especially over on YouTube for the punk version of Juju. And it's my own brand. It's my own creation. I made the design of Banana Juju. It's my idea. Yeah, I work together with a VTuber artist. But the concept, everything, that's like my idea. So whatever I decide to run it through an AI engine, that's my decision. It's nobody's business. Yeah, I have the rights to my own model. Yeah. Stupid Twitter people always policing around like Osagi. Why don't you just work on your commissions?
This person is upset about Banana Juju using AI to produce this art to promote her streams. They want to support artists, I guess, by making this call-out post, but at the same time, they want people like Banana Juju and myself to be blacklisted from artists, so we can't even commission artists.
Why?
So at the end of the day, you don't want us using artists and supporting them. Instead, you'd rather...
So her commissions are open. She wants to earn money. But yet there she is calling out potential, in quotation mark, customers and telling them, no, I don't want your money because your money is not good enough. And then, like, you cannot be picky. It's like the same thing if you're a restaurant chef and you wouldn't cook for all the tables. Like maybe there's a customer there that you don't like and you're just like, I'm not going to cook them food. Usagi here, hello, don't call me out. I don't even know who the fuck you are.
The rest keep using AI? Like, make it make sense. Like, it's completely contradictory to what they're trying to achieve with their post. But yeah, you can see.
Isn't that a better option than rather than doing a call-out post to actually maybe try and work on your commissions rather than wasting the energy and spewing your hate around for people? Since when does this get you any money or any traction?
Some more Rev derangement syndrome, more virtue signaling, and they would get dunked on by everyone, including Banana Juju.
Thank you for the bits.
Saying Chibi Juju is getting drawn and rigged by an artist, while you are spewing your BS instead of working on your open comms. Yeah, isn't that amazing? All the artists in the VTubing scene who are constantly virtue signaling and making call-out posts always have open commissions. They're never booked up.
Funny
Man,
how that
it's
works.
like if they maybe focused more on making art instead of whining about other
See,
people,
that's what I
maybe they would
mean.
be able to complete and achieve more commissions. I don't know. But
it's exactly what I mean. Like, rather than complaining.
yeah, that was their response. Yeah. And right afterwards, this artist would private their account, at least briefly. And Banana Juju would say, someone can dish, but they can't take.
This is also
Which,
so
yeah,
funny.
many such cases. I mean, how many times have you seen someone...
Why do they always do this? They do a call-out post on how much they hate you, and then they go like, oh, shit. Oh, shit, her community is on the defense. I mean, you called me out. If you don't want to get the heat, then stay away from the kitchen. This is just how it works. Yeah, f*** around and find out.
in the VTubing scene, make a call-out post unprompted against other people, like myself, for example. And then when they get any response, especially a response from the person they're calling out, they immediately hide. I mean, we've seen this play out many, many times in the past.
Corner.
But people started trying to dunk on Banana Juju in the quotes of this post. This user
defending themselves.
Sharing a screenshot of their other accounts. So they're attacking them with multiple accounts at once.
Oh, they're trying to really aim low now. Look at this, guys. Look how much I've fallen. I've fallen off so much.
Saying, I agree.
What is the
with
number?
a screenshot of her views gained in the last 7 days going down by 40%.
Oh, no.
Like,
it's over.
Okay,
Game
are
over.
You really sure you want to start view shaming people? That's a very weird thing to do. You're not producing any sort of a counter argument to anything she's saying. You're just trying to shame her for views going down over the last week when this was made. I mean, let's be real. If you're in the VTubing scene or in content creation, there are ups and downs week by week.
Can you imagine people like Asmund that have 80,000 viewers one day, right? They're playing a new game, 80,000 viewers, tune in. The next day, he does something else, right? And there is just, in quotation mark, 35,000 people watching all of a sudden. You have almost 50,000 people less, right? That is minus how many percent? That's more than 39. But do you think that Asmund sits there and goes like, oh shit, 50,000 less people tuned in today? Oh, I better not stream, right?
Like if you have 1 week where a video pops off and does really well, guess what? If you have an average week the next week, it's going to go down when you compare the two. Like, it's not a big deal. That's just how, like, content creation works.
Sometimes you
if you're going to get bent out of shape because you have 1 week where things go down in terms of views, for example, well, you're not going to last very long because you're going to lose your mind. But this was the response from Banana Juju, and I think it was a very appropriate one for the amount of effort that was put into that attempt to dunk on her. But that moves us on to the next person in this video, this Kaio individual.
Oh, he's the best
talked
guy.
About before.
Oh my God, he's hilarious. That's the fucker, you know? He also said stuff like, you cannot be racist towards white people. And look, he has like 100,000 followers. So he has like, what, 3-4 times as many people that I have?
Who has a bit of the Rev derangement syndrome. He says that basically it's a W to get blocked by me, which, as I always say, if I block you on Twitter, that just means you're super annoying. It's not exactly a W. But this is also the person who I made a video about a few months ago because they called me an incel and then told my wife to her face that she married a far-right incel. Very interesting. Rev derangement syndrome consumes all, ladies and gentlemen. But recently, this individual has been attacking VTubers, attacking this...
Look, Faye rated us yesterday, right? Yesterday, I think. Oh my God, the days, huh? Yes, it's Sunday today. I think they rated us yesterday. They're also very cute VTuber.
Post where a VTuber said, basically, I wish there was a time we could go back to where you could have different opinions and still get along. Where Kaio says you can disagree and still be friends when it's about small things like sports or games.
Oh, really?
But when someone is openly hateful or bigoted and still expects people to maintain a friendship with them, that's just stupid. Yeah, I love this person preaching about hatefulness and bigotry. Reminder, This is the guy who said you can't be racist towards white people.
No.
And of course, this is also a response to him simping over Uki Violetta, the VTuber who's also a person who claimed you can't be racist against white people, and also is a self-hating man who constantly disparages men all the time.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
keep in
He
mind
hates
also
men.
this person
He's
is
one of those,
constantly
like,
calling people slurs,
man.
saying bundles of sticks many different times, but it's okay because he's
Crazy
saying
guy.
slurs wokely. While of course, about a year ago, telling people like Kirsha and her community that they are terrible and a waste of time because they spew racism.
Montana Biker, that's a good question. When have I ever been hateful? I am not actually a hateful person. I dislike a lot of things, like any normal person. Like, I look at someone and go like, nah, I don't like that. But then I don't get myself involved or attached. I just like tend to ignore and move on and more focus on things that I enjoy. Because why waste energy on something that you don't like? But hate is a very powerful word, and I don't think I hate anyone or anything.
And slurs. Well, I regret to inform you the call is coming from
and
inside the house, Kaio. This is you
I'm not
and
gonna
your
like
community.
him back.
Now, going back to the post about
And I have the
having
right
different
to defend
opinions,
myself.
he added another response because the first one wasn't enough, saying like, "What a loser! I hope your month of fame is
This
nice
guy,
until you
he's
fall off like
insane.
Banana Juju." So another attempt to view shame Banana.
And not a loser. So basically, I'm a loser, or just an. Faye is another loser, basically. So I'm in the loser group as well, and I just like freaking fell off. That's funny. He must hate me so much. So he must like be aware of how many viewers or views my videos get, or like followers, or he must be kind of like checking me out. What is that your concern? It's my journey. Fuck off. Focus on your own shit. Stupid ass.
Banana Juju in this video, which is very strange because based on numbers, as pointed out here, Kaio is view shaming Banana Juju while getting less
my fans
views
are coming
than
to my
her.
defense.
You can see these charts provided here. Kaio averaging 141 viewers, Banana Juju averaging 151. If you look at the numbers,
wow. And I kept streaming. The reason I stopped here is because my mama died. And even then, people like Wolf stuck around. These are my most loyal times. These are the backbone of Juju's channel. And then I decided to come back when I felt better, when I got over, losing a loved one. And I skyrocketed. Look at that. Boom. That was the hype, right?
Banana Juju is increasing over time.
For those who want
and
me
only
to.
started streaming about a year ago compared to Kaio, who's been streaming since 2022 and really peaked out
shocker of
right
a
around
day,
the time
right?
Banana Juju
Look
started.
At that.
And has been slowly decreasing over time.
Day.
Again, I think both of their numbers are fine, right?
Like
but this is the guy
viewers in here.
who is calling
insane.
people losers and shaming people like Banana Juju, saying they fell off. You're the one making the comparisons. And if you go even more recent, like looking at the last week or so, this is the Twitch numbers. He's averaging around 250, peaking out at 290 peak viewers, averaging around 200.
Okay.
You go to Banana Juju in the same time, she's averaging over 200, nearly 250, and peaking over 300. She's getting more views in the last week. And that's not even considering the fact that Banana Juju also multi-streams on YouTube.
And Kick. So I'm actually on 3 platforms, right? And I only stream like 4 days a week. So I take 3 days off because there's also I have a really, really busy IRL stuff, right? I'm renovating my new house. I'm trying to get my life in order. Like a lot of shit that's going on behind the scenes. I am proud of this. I am. I look back at the past year and this is a dream come true. It's been a wild journey and I'm so grateful to have every one of you guys with me on this. Yeah, even if there are morons on the Twitter that going like, "Boo," and then it turns out that their dick is smaller than mine.
So it's splitting up that number even more. Again, seems like a very weird thing to say, to call someone falling off while they're getting more numbers than you. And also keeping in mind, they started a lot more recently than you. And they've maintained and actually continued to build their audience.
And I've always been indie.
But I guess Banana Juju got the last laugh here, ending up in the hidden replies of Kaio, saying, instead of thinking first, I support the current thing, referring...
Dude, he fucking hid my replies. I replied because this moron, he's always supporting the current thing. He's a hive mind NPC character. Dude, as soon as something is popular, and then he goes like, yeah, I agree. I also hate this, you know? He doesn't think or speak for himself. He just agrees with everyone. Afraid of the ratio.
And this was the post that the hidden response was found on, where he says, I hate fence sitters. Brace yourselves. This is a very high intellect post right here.
When there are streamers who are like trying to sit on the fence to a...
Dude, fence sitters, according to me, are like the most rational thinkers, because they observe what's going on both sides before they make their decisions.
Appeal to everyone. I couldn't imagine ever doing that. I couldn't live knowing that a MAGA bitch watches me, you know? Like the moment I even get a hint of MAGA-ness in you, like you gotta go. Like, I don't with that at all. It's okay if you're a Republican and you watch me, because that's like different, right?
Not
I guess.
everything
But
is
if you're
political.
MAGA, you're not even human anymore to me. You're just like a cultist member. I don't vibe with that at all.
We don't even have Republicans
so when I
over
see
here in
VTubers
Sweden
that are fence sitting with the whole ass like fence up their pussy, I don't
Not everything is like Trump and bull going on, right?
understand how you could ever deal with that shit in your community, even like knowing something like that is around you. Ew. The righties like to argue about like, oh, you claim your place is a safe space for all, but you don't want these people like MAGA in your community. Well, yeah, because the moment you enter, it's not safe anymore, you dumb f. Like you're a parasite. Duh. Because you think like everyone's existence in this chat, including me, is like not valid. So like, why would we want you here? Are you dumb? Like what a stupid fucking argument. You're actually brain dead if you think that.
Oh geez, this guy hates fence sitters, and all of his opponents are all in a cult and they can't ever speak out.
Sorry, I zoned out.
I would challenge this guy to come out to his own audience and say there's only 2 genders or something basic like that. They would completely turn on him. That's what a cult actually looks like. But, you know, I can spare you the very needed analysis of this post here, but let's just read some of the quotes that handle it.
Yeah.
Coming from someone who thinks you can't be racist towards white people, your opinion holds 0 weight. IQ
Basically,
so low it's in hell. Gays like Kaio are the reason LGBT acceptance is now lower than ever.
All these cool people.
MAGA or subhuman.
Yeah.
Again, I keep saying these.
Look, there you are, spiritual. Also, always with the base takes. Yes.
People hate you to the point that they want you dead. This guy is a known racist and brags about how he hates men, and yet he's claimed to be gay, which I think is just a grift. The only time I see this
wait. How can you be gay but hate men? I mean, when you're a dude and you're gay, you're into the men. How can you at the same... What? That don't make sense at all. Men, manly men.
Clown being talked about is when he's being the biggest toxic regard on the planet, ranting about how he wants people dead over some fake headcanon reason
I bet they also
he made up in his mind
him like
to defend his vile hate. And here's one more. You're literally one of the most openly bigoted people on this platform, and you're whining about MAGA, then immediately hopping on the fence again and going, I mean, not Republicans though. Please, someone has to watch my garbage. Don't go. And of course, the post I was referring to, which was hidden from Banana Juju, is this right here where she actually achieved a ratio replying to him despite getting tossed into the hidden replies, which is basically like highlighting the comment. Like when you put someone's response into the hidden replies, you're just highlighting that not only did it bother you, but like, here is the post, give it more attention. And that's exactly what happened. But speaking of ratios, he's achieved many against him. thanks to this recent post. I wasn't even going to talk about this in the video.
And you must understand how many followers do I have on Twitter? I think we're close to hitting 40,000. Not sure, dudes. It's just freaking numbers. But this guy has like 100,000, and I'm just saying this now because he called me out on that I'm falling off, and I'm such a like. I may as well just give up and quit while I'm still at the top or something. And then he gets ratioed by someone that is smaller.
But recently he
would
said
love to
this.
See it. Thank you,
Game elitists thinking they're better than others because they played the original Resident Evil games.
You guys are fighting
with crap tank controls. Are so cringe.
And standing up for me.
700 likes, 600 comments. I don't think this is gonna go very well for him. Also, 1.4
because he's all about the numbers.
views.
Dude, I couldn't care less, Hammer. Seriously, if I get like 2 likes on the tweet, so what? Should I get 2 likes on the tweet? It doesn't mean that I sit in a corner and cry and that ruins the day. I move on and just like, okay, next tweet might go better. Whatever. It's just a tweet.
With 700 likes. Brutal.
Stupid.
This meme every time. I love video games, but I would never, ever play anything made before 2015.
Oh, no.
Just look at the replies destroying him. Game tourists thinking they deserve to have an opinion on things they've never experienced and refuse to are so cringe. Crap tank controls. Just admit you don't have the skills to work tank controls.
Remakes. I like
Some
new
of us
video games. I like old.
Through
I
with
just
tank
like
controls
video
like butter
games
while watching others get caught
it doesn't
on
matter.
every angle.
With mods,
Change.
without, vanilla.
Yes, I am better than
games.
you. No brain. Because that does make us better. I understand why regards dislike tank controls as you need to have an IQ above 80 in order to properly utilize them. Imagine thinking tank controls are bad, LMAO. And I I this series of responses really sums it up.
Though.
Just look at the number of likes from this user.
Dude, remember when we played Lara Croft and I used the tank controls and it was so clunky and I was just like, nah.
User versus his responses.
Yes, Gift,
Beginning with,
dragging
they actually like the games, so yeah.
Good
Kaio
times.
says, it's almost like you don't have to play every single game of a franchise to be a fan of it. The other user says, I think actively denigrating large parts of the franchise because you don't understand them is another thing entirely.
Wait,
but
you have to have
what do I know? I
80
actually like video games. Kaio says,
I think
it's
you have
not
to be rather
about
smart
not
to use
understanding. It's about not wanting to, LOL.
No, you gotta
Point
be
still
patient at
stands. You
least.
can still be a fan of something without having to play every single game and follow every single piece of media from a franchise. The other user saying, and by itself, that would be reasonable, but with the context of every game up to and including 5 is poopy-doo-doo, I don't think that can be reconciled with, I like the series. Kaio says, I didn't play the games because I don't like tank controls, but I still watched it on YouTube. Oh, jeez. Because I'm interested in the series, it doesn't make me any less of a fan than anyone who did play. The other user says, I mean, I'm a believer of the concept that you can be a fan of something through a Let's Play myself, but the idea that you're as much of a fan as someone who cared enough to go through the actual intended experience is a bit of a stretch. Don't you think? Kaio says, not a stretch at all. I even know people who haven't played games.
The only way I can relate is like Dark Souls. I'm a huge fan watching other people play Souls games. It's just because I am so terrible. I am terrible. So yeah, that's one of those games I enjoy watching other people's play.
Games from certain franchises, but put more time and effort into learning about the lore than people who actually have played the games, especially with people who play Resident Evil games.
But I wouldn't argue with people that played Souls games, right? Tell them that, oh, this game, you know, give my opinions in a way that, I don't know. I tell you what the game is like, but I've never played it. Just because I watched someone else play it, it doesn't work.
And just skip all the notes in game. The original reason I made this tweet was because I saw someone being interested in the Resident Evil games and the comments were flooded with people telling them to not play it at
all
if they're only going to play the remakes, which I think is just weird and gatekeeping. And one final ratio to cap it off, the other poster says, I don't know, I feel reading the wiki or watching lore videos is just inherently less investment than the actual core experience, and it's not like a hardcore gameplay only would call themselves a fan. But yeah, the remakes are fine experiences even if they're not a replacement for the OGs. I mean, this was an entire series of Kaio trying to gas up these tweets and just getting ratioed into the Shadow Realm by someone with like 200 followers. It was absolutely brutal to witness. But yeah, that is the absolute state of the VTubing scene. I'm just glad I'm here to collect content and to use it for myself so we can all have a laugh at people who are very disingenuous, hypocritical, and just attention-seeking in every single regard, and I look forward to them crashing out about this video as expected here. But
there's always
anyways,
a crash out,
that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share.
Yeah, thanks, Rev. Let me post a link in the chat. There you go, chat. And give Rev a thumbs up. We like Rev, right? He's based.